Dan Fonzie, thank you very much, and welcome to Chrysler Arena. A maize out, which is yellow, for those of you who didn't know. That's what maize is, as they get set for the rivalry that has been and is tonight. Ohio State and the Wolverines of Michigan. A lot of surprises in college basketball today. Kansas losing at home as you watch the Big Ten on ESPN. Baylor gets beat. Arizona thumped by Oregon. It is a topsy-turvy college basketball season as we settle in for Ohio State and Michigan. And because of that, who knows who's going to win a tournament, but you got to get into it. Ohio State and Michigan, Coach Jim Calhoun and Karl Ravech, when you think about Michigan, they've been as inconsistent as Ohio State, but they've won more games. They have to keep winning. They got a chance to get into this thing. They're on the bubble right now.
Yeah, they really do, and we've got to find out they need the games of teams like them that they're a little better than, and they really need home games. You know, if you look at Michigan, Ohio State tonight's trying to get this season right. Michigan's fighting for 4 to 5, 6 wins, and they've got to do that. You know, they're 4-1 here,
yep,
but 0-4 on the road, and they've got some tough road games coming out at Indiana, at Minnesota, at Rutgers. But they've got to take care of this home game tonight against a talented Ohio State team and take care of business the rest of the way, particularly not worrying about the NCAAs, worrying about the teams that they can beat and go ahead and beat them.
All right, they dot the I with an M for Michigan as Thad Matta gets set to lead his team. 13th season at Ohio State. It's been a very frustrating season because the team has been inconsistent, and particularly with their effort. And that's something that'll, I know I'm sitting next to one, that'll drive the coach crazy.
A little bit. Just a little bit, Carl.
They start the game without their point guard, Jaquan Lyle, who wears 13. He is on the bench. He twisted his ankle on Thursday, didn't practice Friday. He is likely to get into this game, but Ohio State can ill afford not to have him on the floor because he's their leader.
Yeah, and they need directions at times. You know, Tate is a power point guard, but he's not a pure point guard. Kyle gives them an idea, an identity with the basketball, makes other folks better.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Jaquan Lyle and if he does get into this game and when. Irvin Walton Jr., Mo Wagner, DJ Wilson, and Abdul Rahman start. There's a take right away from Wagner to start it.
Well, you and I were talking after seeing shoot-arounds, very simply, if they can take the ball to the rim, if instead of being just a three-point shooting team, which they're very good at, Michigan's a different team. And that was Wagner. He gets up there. I like saying the name, by the way, Wagner. But regardless, that's right. I mean, he took it to the rim. He's going to be a very good player. Only a sophomore, 6'11".
And a good shooter, too. C.J. Jackson, number 3, is starting at point guard. His minutes have gone up the last couple of games. Try to go inside. They did, and the shot rolls off the rim from Trevor Thompson.
But it's the right play for Ohio State. They've got to get the ball inside. They don't have great rim protectors. Even though they have length in Michigan, they don't have rim protectors inside. This is a talented kid, Wilson. We've talked about him.
Tough shot. That's how talented DJ Wilson can be.
Thank you, DJ. Man, you look good, babes.
Just a physical presence. You saw them destroy Indiana the other night. I saw Michigan at the Champions Classic earlier this season. At times he looks like a bona fide NBA player, does DJ Wilson.
Well, how many other kids have 2 6'10", 6'11" kids that can shoot outside, put the ball down, and do pretty wonderful things? This, by the way, is a big-time NBA-type move. He's got a way to go. I know John would be upset if we start to go too much NBA for a young player, but he's very talented, you're right. He looks like a guy that's got so much even more.
Wagner can do this all day long. He comes up short on the 3, and Ohio State will try when they get the chance to push it. That's Tate, cut off by both Wagner and Wilson. Looks like he may have gotten away with a walk.
And the push that helped the walk. That's why they let it go. That's what I tell you, at least on the sidelines. They have imagination things, too. I tell you what, I like the ball pressure. It's not typical for Michigan to put ball pressure and turn you over as much. They don't turn it over themselves.
Empty trips.
Just kidding.
Not empty. Three-pointer goes down for Derek Walton Jr.
I'm a big Derek Walton fan. He was great in the second half against Indiana to push that lead out of sight.
So where are the points going to come from? We saw Thompson have one roll off the rim, then he dropped one. They've turned it over with a walk.
Well, they're going to run inside screens, and they're looking to go to Thompson. Now a little two-man game on the weak side. It's a foul.
Yeah, it's either going to be on Walton or it could very well be on Abdul Rahman.
I like this play because watch his feet. and towards the rim. If you notice when Wagner misses, he was drifting back on that one towards the rim. Much better chance of the ball going in the hole.
And that was a wide open three, and that's one of the things that Thad Matta has been frustrated by, the uncontested jump shots.
Well, especially against a team that may be one of the top 10 three-point shooting teams in the country. Not maybe, is one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country.
There's Coach John Beilein. We had a chance to talk with him just a few minutes before the game. Final Four in 2013, of course, lost the national title game. Offensively, you love what the team's capable of.
Oh, he's a terrific offensive coach, and he's got good players to do it. They're just going to have to be tougher defensively, and that's the biggest thing he has to overcome. And physical focus, I call it.
Right.
By that I mean getting hit and not letting it affect you. And that's the focus that play on. Against Michigan State last Sunday, they got beat up a little bit physically, which happens in a basketball game, and Michigan State's always physical, and they didn't focus. They worried about the hit, a play after the hit, keep on playing.
It's just interesting. You play in the conference, which is known as a physical conference, and yet they didn't seem to be, at least that night, prepared or up for it. Like you've been so accustomed to it.
Not ready for it, I guess is a better term, because they played a physical game when they blasted Indiana, a very good Indiana team, by the way.
Abdur Rahman knocks down two, and a good start for Michigan. This is one thing Ohio State can ill afford to do, given that they don't have a lot of offensive power, is to get behind early by a bunch.
No, and they're good when they run, Ohio State does, but they're actually a team that's kind of built to make sure they go in their half-court sets, trying to get the ball inside, and a lot of isolation. We're seeing some of that now.
That was a nice play, Jayshawn Tate.
Well, they're going to isolate. I mean, when it's all said and done, they're going to try to get isolation. They're always looking for mismatches.
Most of Tate's points will come from about 6 feet and then in from 6 feet. Cutter and a good find.
And that's their points. 3 points and cutting. They cut so well.
Zach Irvin laid that one in. He is healthy. He had been suffering from a stomach bug, but they need him, and tonight he is 100%.
I know when the ball goes in the hole, your stomach feels much better.
Well, let's see. They try to drive the lane, easy layup, and that one goes in. Good drive, and it's important for Cam Williams to get scoring. You wonder where those points will come from, especially with Lyle not on the bench.
I agree, but I also think that if you don't see the wall being set up a little better and try to make Ohio State an outside shooting team, that doesn't bode as well down the line for Michigan.
Another take, tough layup, and it will roll around and in for Abdur Rahman.
That was awfully nice move. This is more the team that John wants to see. They're more balanced than just that three-point shooting team. Because then it becomes tough to guard. You're going to have to give them room. And that sets up for three.
Ohio State has scored their last 3 buckets. 2 of them inside the paint, the other 2 because of a foul in the paint.
He's got game. Huh? He's got game. I think I saw him in the YMCA League. I mean that in the greatest compliment of all, because he's got tricks.
Against a guy who's got a 7'1" wingspan,
yeah,
Wilson.
But that shoulder that was just knocking him back 2 feet kind of helps a little bit. He, as I said, he's a body guy.
Uh-oh. Zach Irvin's on fire early as he knocks down a 3.
And that was contested. That wasn't bad defense.
Ohio State, their last 2 games, have given up 79 and 80-plus points. They're on their way to doing that again tonight.
And when Thad said that, you could say he said it with not a big grin on his face. Nice pass.
Wagner's body big, and he stood up on defense. This is what Michigan pushes.
This is one of the things they do exceptionally well. Great block, great hustle play.
That was a great hustle play. Jayshawn Tate came back to deny the layup. But Michigan comes out on fire, Coach. Zach Irvin's got a handful, including this 3. He's got 5 early, and they're up 16-8. Ohio State shoot-around this morning. Got a chance to see Ohio State, talk to Thad Matta, and then follow that up with a question to you, because he can see that he's dealing with something that obviously makes a coach uncomfortable, which is effort and energy. And having done a bunch of ACC games, I will tell you, the teams that are struggling, that seems to be the common thread that coaches will tell you, I just wish I could get the effort every trip down, offensively, defensively, and I'm not getting it.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Dad's telling us his team shoots 81% against top 15 rated teams.
They get up for the big games.
They get up for the big games.
Right.
And then their focus, concentration, wanders in the other games. Well, that's why you're a 500 team. I mean, it's simple. They're a little better than that, and it's funny. It's a disease no coach likes his team to catch. Focus and concentration. We used to call it 40 full minutes of concentration and effort. You can always bring your attitude, you can always bring your effort. Other things may disappear, but that won't if you stay with it.
Michigan shooting 75%. They've scored on 7 of 9 possessions.
That was a good take.
That was an offensive foul.
That was well designed.
Wagner hit the ground hard as he was bumped into by Tate.
Most people would. Look
No
at
doubt.
this. This is my bodyguard. He wanted to stay up, but he wasn't staying up. 220 pounds hitting you like that.
Jaquan Lyle is in the game, 13th for Ohio State, so we'll keep an eye on him. He's their point guard coming off of an ankle he rolled on Thursday. And they're going to get Tate for another foul, so that's 2 fouls in about 15 seconds.
You know, it's funny because if he's in a game which isn't as physical, he stands out.
Yeah.
And you always watch him off the ball. He's pushing and shoving. I love the way he plays. As I said, he's got, and I'm real confident, he's got an old man game in the sense he's got tricks that most college kids don't have. That's why he's so good.
Does Luke Kennard have an old man's game?
He does. You know, you don't have to jump above the rim. You're just going to put the ball inside of it.
Ball
he does
fake,
that
shot
well.
fake.
Oh, I love him. He's a really good basketball player. I think he's got a future in the NBA because I like the fact he's got depth. He looks, even though he's not the quickest guy in the country, it looks like he has a good opportunity to get his shot off because he's got, once again, another kid with tricks.
Right. Zach Irvin gets 10-2. It's been a wild day on the courts around the country in college basketball, and it ends tonight with the ESPN showdown, Kentucky and Florida. Florida's won 3 in a row, all by more than 30. Doubt they're going to beat Kentucky by more than 30. It starts at 8:15 Eastern Time. The Journey to the Tourney game, it streams live on the app and watch ESPN. The SEC tonight in Gainesville.
Who do you like in that one?
You know, the way Florida's playing and seeing Kentucky, and I think just if you just take the broad brush and go with what today was, it's sort of symbolic of college basketball. There's no game that's a lock. There's no team that's automatically going to win. It wouldn't shock me if Florida beats Kentucky.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, I really like Florida, and you know, Coach White's doing a great job. They're not good enough offensively though, if Kentucky makes shots. So I'm going to say on that game, I think Kentucky's going to win.
I like Allen. I like they have experience. The thing about Florida,
they do have experience.
They're getting better,
Yeah.
and they do have experience.
And they're disciplined, and they defend. I just don't know if they can score enough.
That's 8:15 tonight. Again, if you haven't seen college hoops today, Kansas loses at home. Their 50-plus consecutive game win streak at Fog Allen. Iowa State came roaring back. Syracuse got a win today as they come roaring back. They were down big in the orange.
14 in the first half.
Every weekend, it feels like top 10 teams, many of them lose. They brought in their three-point shooter, and Duncan Robinson does that as well as anybody in the country. What an adrenaline shot.
Started at Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts, Division III, and he's a terrific shooter. What a nice bonus to bring off the bench.
44% from 3.
This
Ohio
kid is
State
too.
answers, and he puts his finger to the crowd to silence the crowd. Micah Potter, the freshman, just got in the game.
Yeah, but it's good. It gets everybody excited, except for his coach.
What's he doing?
Yeah, he's trying to instill the other team, who already has a 10-point lead.
Irvin again, that one's short. Good box out. They're going to get Wagner over the back as Micah Potter comes in and adds some energy to Ohio State.
He did. He went after the ball, boxed out, and got Wagner in a foul.
That was the answer from Potter. Potter's a big fella, stands about 6'9", goes 240, and he brings some tood with him.
Well, plus he's coming in, you know, not playing much early in the season, but now playing an awful lot more for a lot of different reasons. But I like the fact he comes in with some energy. You're on the road, you got to kind of stand up. I always say you've got to stand up somewhere in the game.
Jump hook, that one misses. Good offensive rebound, and that was Andre Weston who's into the game.
And they're playing with a little more energy right now. You know, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily the finger of the air, but it was something.
The ball deflected off the hand of Duncan Robinson. You watch Ohio State play, Wesson has gotten more minutes lately, C.J. Jackson has gotten more minutes lately, Potter has gotten more minutes. So here you are, 23 games into the season, you're still maybe seeing your team develop.
Right, but you still have 8 or 9 games to go, and you've got to find yourself. I mean, clearly, I'm sure that Thad's told us this, and I'm sure the kids know this, they're a better team than their record would show. Now,
3.
As Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. Good basket, by the way. Energized all of a sudden, right?
And no doubt, Andre Wesson gets the foul and the bucket since he's been in and Potter's been in. Jackson's even moving things around. And look, Lyle's back on the floor. He didn't start the game. Things have improved for Ohio State.
Well, they're more aggressive. They've got 3 offensive rebounds, had a steal down here, a block down here. They're just playing better. You've got to invest yourself in the game. And they are playing invested right now. It's every possession. It's not just baskets. It's things that lead up to baskets.
Tayshaun Tate's got 2 fouls. You saw him on the bench. 2 quickies. Irvin swings it and it's picked off. You got to run out here with Lyle. Nice dish to Potter, who's played real well here.
By the way, a nice finish for a 6'10" guy in the move. I like the finish. I like the pass.
Lead has been trimmed to 3 as we head to the 12-minute mark of the first half.
It's energy. I'm just telling you right now, their effort is entirely different. They've taken it to a whole different level. And that's how you have to play this game.
Mark Donald, 34 into the game. That one's going to be short. And Ohio State will pick it up and go.
It's funny, the hardest thing for coaches when you get a 10-point lead early, 12-point lead early, is subbing. Now, I know one was caused by a foul situation, but you do sometimes lose your momentum, too, at the same time.
In a sense, the way that Lyle's been used, they have 2 point guards on the floor right now in Jackson and Lyle. Potter takes a contested 3, and that wasn't a good shot, but another offensive rebound by Wesson, who's come into the game and is getting a call for steps.
They've got to rebound better, Kyle. They've got to rebound better. It's one of their big weaknesses. They cannot let Ohio State start to dominate the backboard.
But they are battling. We're in the Big Ten, but we will give you one big thing when it comes to the conference. It's the greatest rivalry in the conference, on the gridiron, on the hardwood. We'll talk Michigan, Ohio State after this. Well, the Big Ten is big in every which way, and of course when it comes to rivalries, nothing better than Michigan, Ohio State. In football, 58 up for Michigan, 49 for Ohio State with 6 ties. You could argue this season's game was as good as any they've ever played. On the basketball court, 101 wins for the Buckeyes, 77 for Michigan. When you think Big Ten, being that you are from the East Coast, do you think Ohio State and Michigan? What do you think? Or where do you go?
Well, I mean, right now, when you think Ohio State, Michigan, it's important to everybody here. And the biggest thing I've noticed in 2 years of being in the Big Ten as an analyst, clearly it's important. I can't believe the great rivalries amongst every school, actually.
Right. Yeah, I mean, throw Wisconsin in there, obviously. You got Michigan State in there. All of Minnesota starting to play better basketball. But you've learned, as you've told me, Carl, in the Big Ten, the buildings, the schools, they're big. They're broad, they're big.
And when they start talking in the hundreds of games played, right. They're rivalries.
There's history.
And they don't necessarily like each other all the time. And that's pretty good, too, for competition.
Coach Jim Calhoun, Karl Ravech, the bench points. Ohio State's gotten a big lift. They got 8 of them. Michigan's got 3, and we're into some substitutes now. Xavier Simpson is on the floor holding the ball for Michigan.
They're not moving as well. No, they're not, and the defense is better now, just as you said earlier in the game.
But that guy can end anything that takes a long time. Duncan Robinson, give him 2 seconds, and he'll get you 3 points.
Oh, and the great thing, you bring him off the bench. You know, I had the kid Rashad Anderson, who helped us an awful lot with a national championship. Same thing. All of a sudden, he'd have 9 points quick.
Really good pass by Lyle. And I guess you can talk about this as a coach. There have been issues with Jaquan Lyle as far as his energy and effort.
Yep.
And he didn't start tonight. And it may have been the ankle, but it may have been a little message, no? And you hope that when you have a player that you've talked to, that all of a sudden something's going to light up here. I mean, Lyle's only a sophomore. He's got a couple of years here.
And he's talented.
Very.
And I think what the coach would want. He'd want him to come say, Coach, how come I didn't start tonight? I didn't just think you were like, feeling. I'd be sarcastic and try to give him an idea. What do you think? And he might say, the minute you play, don't start. You keep working hard in practice. I can see it happening again. And I just think you gotta get message giving is a great thing as far as a coach. And by the way, playing time is the biggest message you can give.
Sure.
It's your chip all the time.
Right. That's your chip. Robinson off the cut. Gets the screen from Donald and penetrates, and has that ball deflected away, and a run out for Lyle. He dishes back, maybe go up with that yourself.
Duncan Robinson saved the play just by hustle. These are the kind of things, as I said, when you look at the tape, you see what a guy does. He makes a three, wonderful hauls, and that's terrific, obviously. But just by the fact, didn't give up on the play, stopped the guy, made a bad pass, probably should have laid it up.
Draw the foul. We're going to have a foul as you see DJ Wilson take the ball to the hole.
Well, he took that from 22 feet with 2 dribbles and exploded up at the rim, got fouled. As you said, he can do some things. That thing I think that John Beilein, Coach Beilein, would like to see. He'd like to see him do it more often and stay focused all the time because he's very, as you said, very talented.
Full name is Devontae Jalen Wilson, and the Jalen is after the former Fab Fiber Jalen Rose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. They're a terrific foul shooting team, one of the best in the country, 79%. So with John, every time a guy misses a foul shot, there is a reason they use the word free. It's easy, no one's guarding you.
Wilson's an 83%.
Well, he's a good-looking shooter, too.
Yep. So we got a 7-point lead. Stemmed off a little bit of that energy that Ohio State showed coming off the bench. Lyles looking for his first basket of the night. Trying to get Thompson isolated down low on Donald. He's got great position for an offensive rebound, and he picks it up and throws it up. Another rebound. This time it's a smaller player, and he says, yep, I'll take it out. Good move by C.J. Jackson. There's the offensive
dominating on the boards. They
Yeah.
can't, as I said, this game will go down to the wire. They let this continue. They've got to rebound. And it's been their weakness all year when they get beat.
Irvin, good move with that dribble. He misses the jump shot.
Yeah, he was off balance when he shot it.
Thompson's a big boy underneath with this offensive and defensive
Well,
rebound.
I've said the best, quote, prospect, young Thompson is. Thompson's a terrific-looking athlete.
Long three, another offensive rebound for Ohio State.
And that's the rebound that Wilson has to have.
Silly
And
pass
I love DJ Wilson. Wow.
Robinson, step back, that's long.
And that's drifting away. Settle your feet before you shoot. Settle your feet.
A quicker pace, who does it favor?
I would still say Michigan because Ohio State makes a lot of turnovers, and normally Michigan does not. That's right. Yep.
Lyle and Thompson go to the bench.
Now he's going to the right, and watch where his body goes. He's trying to hold it, but he's still drifting to his right. And that's a hard one to make. That's 2 moving objects. You and the rim becomes moving.
Walton and Wagner back in from Michigan.
This gives him a little more size for the glass. Wasn't committed to that. We're right at the perfect angle, but he didn't seem committed by going forward. And having some guys like Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, etc., you get used to the guy going towards the rim.
Loving three. They're not hitting their threes.
No, they aren't. Neither team right now.
1 of 7 from three-point land is Ohio State. Walton decides to take one and make one. They're calling it 2.
Walton's the guy they don't talk too much about, but I do. I love him. I think he's terrific. That nice, solid guy that can do a lot of things.
Last 5, he's averaged over 18 points a game for John Beilein. Tough drive, tough take, and a fadeaway that falls for Cam Williams.
Well, Cam Williams is a terrific three-point shooter, and that's what he was when he first played an awful lot last year, coming off the bench, shoot threes, but he's really improved his game.
Terrific free throw shooter, too, at about 92%,
Exactly.
one of the best in the country. Well, Wagner had great position.
And by the way, that's a good call. And a good screen and pick and roll play.
Reach in on Andre Wesson. Sam Williams can shoot it from distance, the stripe, and from about 8 feet away. 5-point game. Eastern time, and Oregon, what an outstanding performance today against Arizona. They blew them out in anticipation of that UCLA game. Review the shot from the corner from Derek Walton Jr., whether that right foot was on the line for a 2 or a 3.
Looks good to me from that angle. Against
They initially called it a two-pointer. And the score stays 25-20, so they didn't change it, so it stays a 2-pointer.
By the way, the reason the game's so close, one team has 7 turnovers, Ohio State, but they do have 7 offensive rebounds. So the game is closer because they have 6 more shots,
7 offensive rebounds. Michigan doesn't have any.
Not one. Good pass. Good
And
play.
a foul. No, he didn't get the basket.
Got to finish stronger. Take your time. Take your time. He got hit, feel it, set those feet and go up. I love the move. I don't like the finish.
You like the pass too, didn't you?
Right over the top. Yeah.
When you say take your time, how do you get a
Big
player?
step now. Big step, and then get. He had his legs straight. All you have to do is bend and explode, and you work on it every day.
Is that what sometimes you hear, whatever sport it is, just slow the game down? You don't need to rush
No,
it.
you got plenty of time. He's young, and he's just learning. This is the first time he's a primetime player for them. And once again, I like Wagner. I think he's going to be terrific. And he's got a future, whether it be in Europe or America. Right. He's big and he's talented.
Wagner's got 4 balanced scoring for Michigan so far. Nobody has more than 6. Robinson's 2 threes.
Good box out.
That was Wagner who did it.
Yeah.
Against Potter, they try to take advantage of it. Lost it on the way up. I don't think it was a pass.
No, no, it was a slip. Whoops.
Walton has a mismatch with Potter on him. Boy, twice he's lost the ball.
I was going to say, is he slippery or is the ball slippery? Head up. Better defense this time by Michigan on transition.
Loving to the hole, bumped by Wilson. They'll get DJ Wilson.
And that's a legit call. I complain sometimes that little bump, but he was prohibiting him from going to the basket.
Wait a minute.
He impeded his progress.
Wait. You complain sometimes?
Well,
Come on.
I try to help him all the time. You know, the old idea of Christian charity will prevail.
Yes.
Yeah. I was trying to prevail as much as I could.
A giving person.
I was trying to prevail. That was the whole idea.
Another missed shot for Ohio State. Their shooting percentage now drifting towards 40%. They started out pretty hot. 8 of 19, 1 of 8 from the field, now 8 of 20 overall.
At times, Michigan's really was comfortable in their own offense. So I like teams that you always feel a team can score if they feel comfortable. That might be a charge.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
On Wilson, he used his size. He figured I could just bully my way in there, and it gets called. Wilson picks up his second personal. He used that arm to move Loving out of the way.
You know, we say in shooting and everything else you do, head up. He had his head down and didn't see the floor.
So they bring in Duncan Robinson back, the three-point shooter. He's in the game. Loving got bumped. Threw it up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. NBA primetime at game is presented by Verizon Wireless, ABC 8:30 Eastern. LeBron and the Cavs at Madison Square Garden to take on Carmelo and the Knicks, assuming Carmelo is still a Knick. Our coverage tips for the NBA Countdown presented by Straight Talk Wireless at 8. Always you can see it streaming live on the app and watch ESPN. The biggest games of the season, the biggest stars of the NBA every Saturday night.
By the way, this is a low-scoring game for Michigan. I looked up early and still 10 minutes to go. I said it's going to be close to 45, 50 at halftime, but not so much.
They average 74.4 points a game.
Better defense and actually missing a lot of shots. I always expect Loving to break out for a 30-point game. He's got a great stroke.
See the stat there. When he does have it, he can score.
Oh, he can really score.
Wide open three. Abdul-Rahman tickles the twine.
They do such a great job of finding corner jump shots. They really do as well as anybody.
Lead to 8. We hit the 5-minute mark of the first half. Lyle back in the game for Ohio State. Potter baseline jumper, a good shot.
He can do that. Helps to get it off quick. Turn squared, get it off quick without hurrying.
Potter's got 7. He averages 4. But again, minutes starting to go up for him.
Well, he's definitely a player for the future for him, no question. Nice pass.
Foul from behind by Potter. Otherwise, you're getting Wagner with a dunk.
You can tell, and we've seen in practice, how much they work on their pick and rolls. They really do a great job of rolling, spacing, hopping, and then spreading. Terrific job.
Imagine when you have so many guys that shoot the three-point shooters know where to go.
They do, and they work on spacing every day, so you can't play two men. One can't play two any longer because of the spacing. So they have to be 15 feet apart roughly. They have to be deep corner, top of the key, and they do a wonderful job. And then they flare out many times on penetration. Do a wonderful job with that, too.
How about when a 6'11" guy, Wagner on the line, is a 44% three-point shooter, which leads the team. This is a three-point shooting team. He's the best.
He also puts the ball on the deck a little bit.
Dramatic improvement over last year. Loving's wide open.
Leave him open.
Splash, he called it.
I mean, you can't just run away from a three-point shooter. The next guy is probably not going to shoot as well. Don't leave a live ball. Don't leave a live ball, particularly with a shooter.
Abdul-Rahman thinks about it one-on-one. Did he land out of bounds or did he get fouled?
Well, I think it's going to be off Ohio State. Where you going? You got to communicate. They didn't communicate.
In and out for Robinson, and a nice rebound there by C.J. Jackson.
This game could be tied by halftime the way it's going.
They're going to foul on Irving. Given the turnovers, it feels like it could very well be tied.
Well, I mean, right now, there's no question that there's new kind of energy in Ohio for the last 10 minutes.
31-27 as we take the under 4 timeout. Time report back with Coach Jim Calhoun. Carl Ravitch, a 31-27 game as the rivalry continues. Not even getting any love on the fist bump. A lot of love for the three-point shooting tonight.
Well, there is. And the one thing is Michigan comes down the floor every time. Just space it and get 4 guys on the perimeter. And that puts a lot of pressure. And you'll see what they do here. They swing the ball. Everybody get feet ready. And I love the fact that they're shot ready. They do the work early. Before the ball gets there, they're getting shot ready. They do a wonderful job with it.
5 of 10 tonight. Michigan, Duncan Robinson, who you see there, is 2 of 4 from 3. Think about Robinson, he's 6'8", and he shoots it high. Remember Glenn Rice, of course, from Michigan. He had that high release. Robinson's shooting it much higher than a 6'8" guy would generally shoot it. His hands are extended way above his head.
He probably has much arc as you can see as most guys. But if he was an engineer, he'd understand that the higher up, the more room for it to go in. Room is not the technological term that an engineer would use necessarily.
But for those of us who aren't, we understand what you mean.
Yeah, the room, inside the rim, the rim of the room.
C.J. Jackson makes a couple. We got a good game here, Coach, 31-29.
Well, the game's very simple. 15-6 on the backboards. That's why Ohio State's in the game.
Which is an effort issue, which is great for them. That's what they've been asking for.
But they are a tough physical team at times, can do that. And at times, it's the biggest weakness, without question, that Michigan has.
That was a set play, and Walton couldn't make the three, and now Ohio State's got a chance to grab a lead.
As he said, it might be tied at halftime. You know, you just see and I said early, even though I had 16-8 at that time, I didn't like the lack of physicality on Michigan, and it's come back to bite them. They got to be more physical on the glass.
C.J. Jackson gets called. Instead of pick that Bo Borowski didn't like.
Neither is the coach. Thad wasn't crazy about that either. The call I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See the 4 out. They're really trying to get penetration.
Irvin just lost
it. A bad shot, a bad play. Excuse me. I'm not a big guy in that spin move because you can't see anything.
Loving took advantage of his height. He get the rebound, and he misses another one.
Another rebound. That's 2 offensive rebounds, so you've got a rebound.
Fresh 30 on the shot clock.
By the way, give Ohio State some credit. I mean, they're doing their work. They're working in here. They're not playing pretty, but they are working on the glass for sure.
Loving, good bounce pass down low, and there's a layup and a nice move to use the rim to protect him, Trevor Thompson.
It didn't look like this early. It shows you hard work gets you some good places.
John Beilein with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. We'll take a timeout here. We'll take a quick timeout as well with a game tied at 31. Halftime report coming up, presented by Alfa Romeo. Tough day at the top for the top teams. Real tough if you're a Kansas fan. You lose at Fog Allen. Highlights coming up with Chris and Fonzie. Big day for Coach K and Jim Boeheim. Good pass down here inside the paint.
I love this. And Thompson, as I said, I expected more early of Thompson, but he's always a threat. He's a very talented young guy.
Ohio State's got 7 second chance points. Michigan, none. Living and dying with a 3, and they get another one from Derek Walton.
Well, they're going to have to dig in down here. They're going to have to stop them, number one. But secondly, stop the second chance points.
Wagner working hard with Thompson. He gives up about 3 inches. Williams drives it, tough shot, but another offensive rebound, and a foul on Wagner.
He just out-muscled him. It's plain and simple, he out-muscled him. If they show the replay, you'll see him creating position here. Just held him off. He reverse box out. I mean, it's a good offensive rebounder does. The reverse box out is something that a lot of, I know the great players, the Waltons, the Paul Silases, the Moses Malone, God rest his soul, those guys reverse box out every time the ball went up to the rim.
Knotted up again at 34. Good minute tonight for Trevor Thompson. He's played 11 here in the first half. Rockman, Robinson, 3, way off. Hustle point goes to Michigan. That time it's Walton who went up and got it.
It shows you hard work will be paid off. I tell you what, both teams, this is an interesting game because Ohio State not backing down 1 inch, although they're not playing as pretty, they're really working. Nice pass.
Good cut. And another dish that was cut off and stolen.
Really good defense, by the way. Read that, anticipate that steal wonderfully.
Xavier Simpson stepped in. He's got the, Jackson, I should say, he's got the ball now. Loving bump by Robinson out top.
That's going to be a mismatch. On the outside, that's going to be a mismatch. He's too quick.
The one thing Thad told us too is that he doesn't this year, and they are used to having great point guards, he didn't have somebody who takes control on the floor. And during that meeting at the free throw line, it did look like Jaquan Lyle was calling everybody together to share a message. You looked over at Mata, who then pointed to say, listen to what he's saying.
And he's 100% right. I mean, if you're going to have the ball in your hands, your other guy's going to lead us. But I wouldn't have much complaint. Great energy early by Michigan, and then that was matched by Ohio State. And actually, Ohio State actually plays more energy than Michigan has this half.
Ohio State has their first lead of the night after those two free throws go in. And again, you cannot emphasize how big a game this is for Michigan.
Oh, it's a critical game. They cannot lose against a team at home where they're very good to go on the road to try to get more difficult wins. Not that Ohio State's not good, they are.
C.J. Jackson picks up the foul with 28 to go. On ESPN tonight, two of the top teams in the SEC. First place on the line in Gainesville, number 8 Kentucky, 24 Florida, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. Florida's got that experience. Kentucky has Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox and Adebayo and Briscoe and a lot of good players.
John Beilein saw the same mismatch we saw. He's taking Robinson out for the quick guard for the mismatch on defense.
Xavier Simpson into the game.
It shows your coaches occasionally do think. You're thinking every second, trust me.
Free throw good from Walton.
I do know that Walton averages 18. I'm just saying he's not a name that comes up all the time. But I just think he's a very good, solid player because I think he plays every night the same.
Misses that free throw, so we are in a one-point game with 22 seconds to go. And they can use as much of the shot clock as they want. And they're going to call a quick timeout. 19 fouls in this game, 10 for Michigan and 9 for Ohio State. You saw that graphic which showed 2 personal fouls for some of the key players for Michigan. Walton, Abdul Rahman with 2 personal fouls. Robinson as well.
Well, there's no question that Michigan's played more people. Yep. So they're a little less prone to get too much foul trouble. But right now, the team's going to win this. It's going to be a team that comes back in the second half with some more energy.
Here's why it's so important. Take a look at the bracket buzz brought to you by Cheez-It. Michigan currently, according to Joe Lunardi, in an 11 seed. And these are the other teams in the Big Ten that would be ahead of them. You mentioned you got to beat the Minnesotas of the world. You got to beat Ohio State. They're not even on the list.
Exactly right. And you can't lose games that you're actually having a little better season then, because otherwise you're going to be right with that team that's not in. And I know it's simplistic, but it's really true. They're going to measure you how many wins, and they probably need somewhere between 9 and 10 wins.
Right.
And they only have 4 right now.
Thad Matta, on the other hand, has got to be so pleased with the effort he's getting today.
He's getting a very good effort
from his entire team. They got 10 now with C.J. Jackson holding the ball. He drives, gets bumped. No foul called. Walton will fire. Oh! In and out.
That would have been fun.
Take one more look at it. No foul called, and the rebound went to Walton Jr. from three-quarter court. They're used to seeing those half-court shots when you're talking about game day. And as that one rattles in and out, we're thinking about sending it to Reese and the crew. Ohio State's got themselves a lead, 36-35 here at Chrysler. We do go down to Gainesville. Reese, Jay Williams, Seth Greenberg. Welcome back, everyone. Ohio State and Michigan, the longtime rivals on the gridiron. And, of course, this season, Jim Harbaugh, Urban Meyer. You look back at Chris Webber, Aaron Kraft, and Trey Burke. Part of the history that has been Ohio State and Michigan, which gets us to tonight's version. And the near three-quarter court shot that went in and out to end it. And apparently it's a little easier. The student rattles in a half-court shot during the halftime. It didn't count for any points for Michigan. They're down 1, 36-35. The coach, Jim Calhoun, and Karl Ravech here. We talked a lot about Michigan in the first half. Let's talk about Ohio State, because given what Thad Matta had told us, this was an eye-opener for him, wasn't it?
Well, their effort and energy was incredible. You know, when you can get 10 more shots in a half, which is what they did on the boards, steals, just playing aggressive basketball, they've got a chance to win this basketball game. In the first half, no question, Ohio State made some shots, but most importantly, got second and third shots. Michigan does not have an offensive rebound, 8 offensive rebounds for Ohio State. But what Michigan does do, they do make three-pointers. But in my opinion, they're going to have to do more than that. If they keep getting banged on the board, I don't know if they can win this game.
Michigan's biggest lead was 19-8. OSU outscored them 28-16 and a half. As we look at our first half stats, brought to you by GoDaddy. So the points are really close. The field goal percentage a little higher for Michigan. Turnovers are interesting. You have a Michigan team that averages about 9.5 a game, which is best in the nation. They already got 6 at the half. So the pressure that Ohio State's putting on them has contributed to that.
Well, not only rebounding, but you're right, good ball pressure. Despite the fact that, not despite, but they're making three-point shots is the reason that that Michigan at home, which is unusual, is only trailing by 2 points.
They go to Thompson to start. He walks through it and finds an open Williams for 3. Can't get it to go, and Walton grabs the rebound and pushes.
I like the way you said that, walk through it. Which third step are you talking about?
Walk through it.
I call it the Asian step. You used to have the European, which is 2, the Asian 3, only because you try to find another continent.
Don't want to go with the Australian? No.
Well, that gets 4 steps.
Four on the shot clock.
Good
Contact
defense.
in the corner.
Good defense.
It's going to be Ohio State basketball.
You know, and that trend is getting more and more as we get deeper into this basketball game. The fact that Ohio State's playing the better defense. I know it's a little deceptive because Michigan is shooting over 50%, but it's because it's three-point shooting.
12-2 at home, 0-6 on the road, 2-0 neutral site, New York City in the Champions Classic to start it for Michigan. They don't usually lose at home.
No, they don't.
Neither does Kansas, and they lost to get it home. Got a foul outside. Walton says, call it on me, and instead they call it, and he knew that, on DJ Wilson. That's DJ Wilson's 3rd foul, and we are just 59 seconds into the second half.
Well, he'll get beat off the bounce right off the bat, and he was not ready to play. He's got to be, as we say, anticipate, be game ready, be shot ready, be defense ready.
They're sharp enough to drive it and try to get his 4th right away before he gets substituted out.
By the way,
now
Thompson is using, he's using the big guys right now. I like this Michigan team, but they're being used on the glass. Thompson is using them. They've got to do a better job. They're getting reverse box out. Here it comes again. We've seen this before. Really good play by Thompson. It wasn't a great foul, possibly, but what he got himself in position to get that called on. That's more important. Because if he hadn't called a foul, Thompson would have got the ball and put it back up and in.
So Wagner and Wilson, 2 of their key players, both go to the bench here with 19 to go.
Yeah, 1 minute in the second half.
Yep.
Both on aggressive plays.
Tate, they left a man open. It's Loving. Knocks down the 3.
I give them a piece of advice. Stop leaving him open. Amazing to me right now the lack of energy from Michigan. We said that at the onset. Okay, we said at the onset about Ohio State, but right now it's Michigan doesn't have the aggressiveness.
Another foul called on the offensive end. This one went against Zach Irvin. John Beilein is asking his coaches what's going on here.
Well, you don't like to see 3-0 in 1.5
No.
minutes. I didn't see it. Didn't look much of a foul.
Great pass. Thompson again uses the rim, and it's now a 6-point advantage for Ohio State.
And they're just outplaying them right now. All of a sudden, the focus and energy that we saw from the Michigan team is not there anymore. And I don't believe they're the same team without either Wagner or Wilson.
Boy, Robinson had an open 3, and
You're right.
didn't take it. Neither did Donnell, who had an open 3. Abdul Rahman got away with a push-off. Wow. He had that elbow extended. Didn't he, Coach?
That was a travel and a straight arm. In football, they allow that by the runner, correct? If we show this back again, this is a true forearm. You can't see it quite from that angle, but I think, Kyle, both of us saw it pretty well.
Is that we have 3 on the yellow team and the Mays team?
Exactly right. Tough shot.
Real tough
Good
shot.
rebound.
Donald goes up and gets one.
Yeah, good rebound. They need that kind of toughness.
Now he tucks a 3. In and out. Another
rebound again.
Rebound.
That's what they need.
Blocked by Thompson out of nowhere. Stays inbounds off of Michigan.
I think that's good. I'd like to see if he got him upstairs on the block. It'd be interesting to see. He got him for the body, actually. He knocked him backwards pretty good.
Abdul Rahman thought he had an easy layup, and then the 7-foot junior Trevor Thompson came out of nowhere to block it. And John Beilein is letting the officiating crew know it.
Now's the time. Play on. You got to play through this. They may not have a match poised. Ohio State. Both teams now are digging in a little more. The energy in this game is getting better. I don't know if a couple guys are a little reluctant right now when they need a big shot.
Robinson's got a mismatch underneath. He's not an inside player, but he's taking him inside, and he got fouled.
By the way, good play.
Sure.
Recognized it and backed him down.
C.J. Jackson picks up the foul.
I noticed the teams were just pushing, squawking a little bit. You could feel it, couldn't you? Because they're starting to bang on the boards, they're starting to hit each other. And
you got to push back at some point, don't you?
They didn't for a while there. For about 10 minutes, Ohio State physically has dominated this game.
Robinson, a good free throw shooter, stands to reason given he's a very good shooter overall. 84% gets it to go. Remind everybody, Michael Smith, Jamel Hill want you to join them. The new 6 o'clock Sports Center on ESPN. It starts Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Sports, music, movies, a lot more. Party starts Monday. As always, The 6 available streaming live on the app and watch ESPN.
You know, I want to see more from Michigan. I'm seeing all I need to from Ohio State. Ohio State's given what it has to some degree, physically, and Michigan's going to have to match that pretty soon.
Near sellout here. They've been kind of quiet for a game like this when you have a chance to lose. The alley-oop to Thompson, and that play never really materialized.
He had no room to catch the pass, and that's what you got to think when you throw the ball in there. Can the big guy catch it?
There's not one player on the floor that has scored in double figures tonight. Irvin launches a 3. That's off.
I'm not sure that was a good job. I think they can get that later in the clock.
Tate working baseline.
He's backing him down. He is tough.
Offensive rebound. No, they're going to call him on the floor. Look at Thad Matta, too. Looking for the foul that was not called on the shot.
You know why? His team is exciting him. Dad's being excited and energized by his team, which I love to see. They got it out of bounds, okay.
Ohio State 3-7 in conference. And they be playing their best game of the season. Well, that looked like a foul on the arm as Robinson is going down. They're going to call him for a block, and now the crowd's getting into it.
John's getting over there because he's upset. He wants him to see him. I know the feeling.
They called the block. It looked like he had grabbed him with his left hand.
He did. Well, it's getting physical, and they're trying to stop a little bit, but they can't just pick and choose.
They also don't have that 7-foot, 250-pound guy that Ohio State does in the free throw line.
No question. And he's a good player, as I said before.
Start throwing Tate and Thompson out there. Potter hasn't really played the second half. He's been very physical.
Big shot. Nice setup, huh?
Big shot.
Yeah, and he squared at the end to make the jump shot. He squared those shoulders.
Down, like you said, slow it down.
He slowed it right at the end when he should.
Switch off with Loving. Now Thompson on the baseline. He'll shoot it from there and make it.
He can make that. There's a different Ohio State team since that first 10 minutes, and they're getting, it looks to me, more confident by the minute. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the bigs now comes off for Michigan. Maybe not both, but one of them.
Trevor Thompson's got 11. He's been doing it at both ends. Donald 3 off. Rebound Loving. Tate's ahead of the field, but they wisely don't throw it to him. C.J. Jackson drives. Tough layup. Offensive glass. Tate can't get it to go, but they are working.
They're manhandling. That's the best way to put it. Holy God, the F's they're putting forward. Ohio State, they're earning every point they get.
And occasionally a step back jumper for the big fella. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time. Interesting, we saw Trevor Thompson head to the bench. He's probably tired, but he doubled over a little bit. He's out of the game now. Zeroing in another double-double. He's 2 rebounds shy. He's been a 4, so they bring Potter back in, who wears 0 off the bench.
Yeah, Potter, as you said, hadn't played much this half, but Thompson has controlled the game inside physically. He's been terrific. And then Tate is the man-child. I mean, he just wads that 225-pound linebacker body around.
Michigan's going to have to come from behind if they're going to win this one. And we got a shot clock, I should say, a free throw violation into the lane. So everything is going the way of Thad Matta. One of the things he told us today, you look back on some of the losses, sort of bizarre circumstances, balls off of foreheads that end up being offensive rebounds. Tonight, I think you could argue things have gone his way.
Because his team has taken control of the game physically.
Yep.
And they're the team with the emotion right now.
Look at that, 17-0 when it comes to second chance points.
Unbelievable, I don't think I've seen that. You really don't, you very rarely see that. Boy,
Big hit behind the screen. They need him.
He hid behind the screen. You can see him lining up, and at the end, took his time.
Remember, they're doing this with both Duncan Robinson, Wilson, and Wagner, all with 3 fouls, Michigan. Potter 3, probably not the shot they wanted there.
No, not coming right off the bench. They could get that later in the clock.
Robinson back in now, playing with 3. They can sustain this, get their starters back on the floor, and Wagner and Wilson be a different game.
But whoever's come back's got a rebound. They weren't rebounding when they were in there, honestly. He can shoot it. You know, it looked good. I mean, form-wise.
Right.
A lot of good movement right now from Ohio State.
Potter not afraid. That one was halfway down. Irvin launches. We got into a 3-point shooting contest.
I'm not sure we needed that. I just don't think that was the shot.
Part of Beilein's frustration. This is a Michigan team coach that has averaged 15 fouls a game, which is 5th fewest in the nation. They already have 16 in the game.
Exactly.
So they're already over what they've averaged.
Well, because they're taking the ball at them, and they're not reacting well.
Wagner and Wilson have gone to the bench to come in. Runner comes up short. They got a chance here for a run out with Lyle back.
He's going right to the rim.
Missed the layup, and Potter comes up with it.
The old expression was, you got a high jump. He went in, so he's long jumping as opposed to high jumping. That's why he missed the layup. Secondly, got to have your head up. Find the rim. Let's see. Head was up. Body, though, was going long jump, not high jump.
Donald with a good tie up there as Potter had the ball. He never got his elbows going or the ball up high, so he tied it up. Michigan ends up with the ball on the inbounds, and now Wagner and Wilson are back in, each with 3 fouls.
And it's 13 minutes. You know, when you say we can't save it for the problem. You know what I'm saying? You think it's a sarcastic?
Yes, 100%. Given what happened in the football game this year with the 4th and 1 call, here in Michigan, they got a complex about that.
Exactly, something like that.
Officiating. Walton has been huge for them in the absence of Wagner and Wilson. Now they're back on the floor. See if he continues to take over.
Yeah, he's been awfully good. But that's what I said. Every game I've seen him play, he's at least minimal solid, if not spectacular.
He's got 14 tonight. They play 4 out, 1 in. It's Wilson who's set up for the 3. Now Wagner takes it. High arcing shot.
Yeah, that's not his shot. Something happened in the release. It was not his shot. Either lost the ball a little bit or something. Plus, he's been sitting over there for about half an hour.
It's been a while. Thompson back in the game. Keep an eye on him. He seemed to be suffering from some exhaustion, but comes back in, gets a foul on Wagner, who picks up his 4th.
Not that tired, Coach.
No.
I'm going with the ball in my hand. I'm going right at him.
All right, so Wagner's pleading that he jumped straight up with his hands up. Did he?
Let's see. No, he's going forward. His hands are straight up, but his body's going forward. And that's going to be a foul.
So is that understanding the game? Is that more a learning curve for him?
No, it's a good play. Good play by Thompson. And he's a young kid that's not that strong. Easy to attack by a guy that outweighs him by 35 pounds and more experienced. Thompson's been sensational tonight.
14 points in just 18 minutes for Thompson. 13, I should say.
Well, the biggest thing, they don't have an answer for him inside. They've got nobody comparable.
Michigan has scored on only 3 of their 12 possessions this half.
And for a great scoring team, this is very unusual, honestly. This has turned into a grind game.
Abdur-Rahkman knocks down a 3. A lot of
still
times,
get their threes,
right.
But this is a grind game, which favors right now Ohio State.
A lot of times in those games where you're not hitting your outside shots, you go inside, but
exactly.
They don't have that. Makes it a challenge.
The crowd's into it. Good rebound.
And not a good shot for Jayshawn Tate, a 3-pointer.
Oh, nice move.
Oh, in and out it goes. No basket. We'll see if Walton is okay after he got hit there. Abdur-Rahkman with a take. We'll take a timeout. 4-point game, under 12 in Michigan. 41 to go. Carl Ravitch, Jim Calhoun, 49-45. Trevor Thompson has been a one-man wrecking crew.
Well, he's been awfully good. That little inside screen, big on little, Tate sets the screen. He finishes, great block shot, and he has 5 offensive rebounds already. By the way, Michigan has 3 total. And it just shows you, right now it's 14-3 on the offensive glass, and led by Thompson. He's been awfully good.
13 points, 8 rebounds. He's got 10 double-doubles this season, including against Minnesota. Rick Pitino said he's the most improved player in the conference.
Yeah, he's very good. He's drawing fouls. He's getting people to come at him. Wagner and Wilson have both got foul troubles trying to guard him. A difference maker, certainly.
Well, this guy's been the difference maker offensively. Walton Jr. nearly missed a 3-point play. The ball went down and came back out.
He's held him in this game.
Yep.
He's been the difference maker for Michigan.
5 of 8 from the field, and now 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 16 points. Now we'll see if they can dig in on defense and prevent Thompson from getting the ball down low. It's a tough test for Donald, who's going to guard him. Loving. What a pass that was, too, to set him up for the 3.
Yeah, and like all shooters, he was shot ready, and I keep saying that, but it makes a big difference. His legs were down, caught the ball, exploded into the jump shot. He's quick.
They got to be quick with the shot. There's 2 on the shot clock. 1, he got it off, but he got air. And that's a violation. Talked about being ready to shoot. Watch Loving when you say that.
Oh, man. He starts getting down that crouch position. Watch this. When he catches, he's ready. And we, I remember the great Ray Allen, same thing. Ben Gordon, Rip Hamilton, those great players. We always talked about get shot ready. Do your work early. Do your work early.
He's had some big shots. He hasn't made a lot. He's only 3 of 10 from the floor. Thompson, that's tough, because he was high above the rim when he let it go.
No, good play. He didn't go in. They're much more aggressive.
Would you like to see DJ Wilson be a little more active?
I would.
A guy that's especially down low.
I don't want him standing out of 23 feet, I can tell you that. He can space, fine. But I don't like him seeing him just stand there.
Walton, tough one. In and out. Good rebound in traffic by Loving.
Well, that's the story of the game. We just saw it. Missed shot, rebound, Ohio State. They're dominating the backwards.
Would you have thought midway through the second half, 52-47?
No, I wouldn't, but right now, Michigan, which is a terrific offensive team, we know that, is being beat up solidly on both ends of the spectrum. That was travel.
Yeah, it was.
On both ends of the spectrum, they're not giving them second shots, and they're not giving them good shots. This is really as much Ohio State's defense as it is Michigan's offense. Give a lot of credit to Ohio State. They're really, really playing deep.
4 ranked teams Thursday in action. It's a scary time to be a ranked team. Ranked teams lose. 5 of the top 10 today lost. And we look forward to Thursday night's action. There's Irvin, who went in, fell, and a turnover for Michigan.
And that's way too many turnovers, and I've had some tough shots recently. Right now, it doesn't look like, quote, the Michigan offense that we all kind of know.
No.
And as I said, I think you're going to give a lot of credit to what Ohio State's doing to them. They're pressuring the ball. They make them not shoot, but try to drive to the basket, and they turn the ball over.
This is an Ohio State team that has lost 7 in a row to ranked opponents. They're 2-8 when allowing 70 or more. So this is the better of the two, and now we're going to get a call on Loving. And the other part of this game, hard because there's no flow. A lot of fouls have been called.
It's choppy. That's a nice way to put it. Ugly is a better word. But, you know, from a competitive standpoint, I'd rather see a more flow game. But conversely, I want to see guys compete. And no one can tell me that right now Ohio State's looking at any ratings or standings in the Big Ten.
Right.
They're looking at beating their opponent, Michigan, on Michigan's home court.
But a lot of that effort that Thad Matta was looking for has come on the defensive end.
It really, well, that's some theme.
Here it is, an example of it again as Loving steals it. He got fouled, he doesn't get it to go, but
you know, this is not the Loving sometime we know, who doesn't necessarily get involved in defense as much as he should, but he's been terrific also. Their team is forming a wall, putting ball pressure, making Michigan drive into traffic, and they're stealing the ball from them. They're really disrupting their offense.
At the line is shooting 2 for the Buckeyes, number 2, Mark Loving.
Free throw is good. What do you make of this, Coach? What's your overall take on college basketball when you have 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9? Like every weekend, they're losing those top-ranked teams.
There's some very, very good teams, 10 or 12 of them, and there's not a great team out there. I haven't seen a great team. Or hasn't become a great team yet. We're still going to get to that stretch run as we get to early March by the time we get to tournament play. But right now, I haven't seen a great team, but there's some that could be, certainly.
Kentucky could be on upset alert tonight. They play Florida. That game 8:15 right here on ESPN. Again, those of you who are wondering, North Carolina and Notre Dame move to tomorrow, 1 o'clock ESPN News. Pre-Super Bowl appetizer, and should be a great basketball game.
Right now, Michigan's taking the shot. Ohio State wants them. Contested threes and putting the ball on deck and losing it.
Milk the clock, get it inside. Tate working hard on Walton.
Here's that good hook. Here's that hook. As I said, he's got tricks.
Zach Irvin, one-on-one. Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, I think you can get that.
Look out, intercepted.
Right.
Good job by Irvin. Walton. That could be a key right there.
You know what?
Steal in the 3.
You're 100% right. They need something to energize them, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point game. It seems like it's a bigger play than it is because the game's been so choppy.
They needed a basket, and they get it from Walton. And Irvin, like a defensive back, read it, picked it off, and then the quarterback found the guy he needed to for 3. In Michigan, no matter the sport, and they're going to be playing another hockey game. They got the 2 hockey teams playing this weekend as well. You can feel it. And Ohio State's got a 4-point lead. Neither team is shooting very well. Both at 25% in the second half.
Yeah, combined, 8 for 32, both teams. And I'm going to give credit to the Ohio State defense. And somewhat, Michigan has started to dig in, but game's going to be decided, in my opinion, by second chances and which team can get the best shots against the other's defense. But rebounding still is the key.
Under 8 now, and he has Michael Potter in the game. Trevor Thompson's on the bench getting a little rest. Tate had it, lost it, goes up, and gets the roll. That's the type that's been falling out for Ohio State this season.
They have been, but that was, once again, he uses his body so well. He's very difficult to play.
Jayshawn Tate, Wagner back in the game. He's playing with 4 fouls and a bad turnover.
The ball was deflected, but DJ's got to grab that basketball. He's got to get into the game when he's in the game.
56-50, 7:34 to go. All right, thanks, Chris, very much. We appreciate it, and that is an upset alert for Kentucky tonight. Here, upset potential. Michigan, even though not ranked, needs this game a lot more. They're on the Joe Lunardi bubble as it comes to the tournament. And we got ourselves 7:20 to go, and they're trailing by 6. Tate's been a one-on-one machine, and he's trying to do it again against Wilson, but nothing doing. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson drives, dish, pretty play inside.
Really well done. Got to stay, Wilson, got to stay up. Play 6'10". He played less than 6 feet that time. I'm not harping on him. I'm saying he's too good a player to not play with energy.
He's got 2 shots. He's only 1 of 2. It seems like he should be more active on the offensive end.
He's got to do a lot more. I mean, from the old idea who much is given, much is expected. Yeah. And I'm sure I'm talking about John Beilein right now. And I don't like necessarily the fact he doesn't show energy. Things do go wrong in this game. You're fighting uphill.
Walton kicks to Irvin. Wilson will shoot it and drain it. Maybe that'll help.
I'm trying to see if he's running with a smile on his face, but not much. Well, if he keeps making those, he doesn't have to smile. John is.
Trevor Thompson getting set to come back in. So is Mark Loving. And Jaquan Lyle has stepped up as well, as they'll be set for the final 6 minutes. Potter wants to go one-on-one with Wagner, who's got 4 fouls. May have got away with steps. Wesson off, and a chance now for Michigan to cut into it. Walton's open. Irvin missed everything except the backboard. We're going to get a push on the floor.
I think, what does Irvin have? 2 points? He's a good player.
Zach Irvin tonight, 2 of 7 from the floor.
Yeah, he's not involved as he normally is. He's a big, strong, physical guard.
5 points. Coach, they all lined up outside that 3-point arc.
That's true.
I mean, this is the epitome of feast or famine on that 3-point line.
No question. But when they're really good, they're more diversified. They've got to make sure they occasionally take the ball to the rim. They don't have a post presence, we know that. But if they're going to leave the middle open, they'll drive it. Get to the foul line. Here's 80% foul shooting team.
Everywhere John looks, he looks down. Donald, 3-point shooter. Who's behind me? Robinson, 3-point shooter.
Wilson coming out, no.
Trying to keep Wagner in the game as long as you can. He's got those 4 fouls.
You're right.
Get him off on the defensive end. He's trying to get the crowd into it here.
And it allows the crowd.
Admato's got the most effective players from the game in tonight, and he's going to call Thompson with a block.
Interesting.
Right there, he kind of moved into Walton.
Ah, boy, oh boy. Tough one. I sound like I'm coaching again. You saw that?
That's what we want you to do. Sound like you're coaching.
No, you don't want to hear that. We don't have the filter on right now. That 10-second delay, you mean?
Wagner back in offensively. That one missed by a lot. He then flopped on the floor. And there you go. Good pass from Wilson, to Wilson.
Baker's going to be fine. He's going to play through. He's a kid. He's just trying to get anything he can right now. Things aren't going quite his way. He'll be fine. I like his energy.
Walton give him a high five, like that's what we need from you. DJ looks for his 7th point. And you just heard Chris Cotter back in the studio talk about it. 8:15 Eastern Time, the SEC, the rivals Kentucky and Florida. It's a journey to the tourney game. It streams live on the app and watch ESPN.
I said in the first half we're going to come down the wire if Michigan doesn't do a better job on rebounding, and that's what it's come.
We've got a 1-point game with 5:25 to go.
It's not pretty, but it's competitive.
I think on the college hoop level, I'll take competitive over pretty anytime.
Every day in the league.
The blowouts aren't much fun.
No, they aren't. They're going into Thompson.
Trying to as we got 10 on the shot clock. Loving out top, picked up by Wilson.
Good defense.
Nowhere to go, fires one up. Offensive rebound as the shot clock went off.
Oh, okay, everybody stopped.
Yeah, everybody stopped. Ohio State gets the offensive rebound, and Fad wants a timeout.
That was a great rebound by Thompson.
Without question, the story of the game for Ohio State has been their second chance points and their work on the offensive glass.
I think that makes Thompson, no, it's a big deal. Winning the game is more important. I think he goes to his double-double on this rebound.
Watch him work because he has Donald on him, and he just went around him.
Just outworked him. Active feet. And the other thing about him, he's a quick jumper. You know, he gets off his feet once he gets ready.
All right, so we talked with Thad earlier, and I asked you this too. That November 30th loss to Virginia for Ohio State, where they conceivably could have and should have won that game, but they lost by 2. As a result, it seemed to sort of start this trend of, well, it's a close game, we lose them versus close game, we expect to win them.
Well, the only thing I'm going to tell you is that may be a little bit of flaw on the team, because you're going to get bumps along the road. Michigan's have them already.
Yeah.
Other teams have had them. And that's kind of what the team proves itself. Can you come back from a tough loss? Or keep playing after a really good win?
I have to be excited about that kid. Trevor Thompson, just a freshman, 7-footer for Ohio State.
He's a good one.
Double-double again, his 11th of the year. Williams finds Tate, who's open underneath. And he gets it to go. He was wide open, then used the rim to his advantage. And the lead is 3. Walton, quick 3. Got it!
He squares up so quickly. How about this? We got something going here. Donald, we got something going.
He's got 22, and we are headed to that 4-minute break in 7 seconds. Tate, Wilson working. Ooh, Tate's an animal.
There's no answer for that body. He uses it, he creates space.
Jayshawn Tate, the junior, 6'4", 230.
Maybe. Maybe 250.
Most comfortable close to the rim.
Yeah, you're right.
Wilson will do it again. Oh, he got banged there.
He did.
Tate hit his head against Donald. As also you saw Walton diving for the ball. A lot of contact, but the Buckeyes come up with it. Felt like a football game. Loose ball on the floor.
Oh, see the good whacked him away. Stuff happens.
And it just did.
And
Take a break.
Jumps up, you know, because they're in competition. No one just laying there. Everybody jump up. Everybody's into the game. That's where you get the real contact.
We like it. We like it.
We do like it.
All right, Reese, for college basketball fans' sake, I hope De'Aaron Fox can play in that game. Just a lightning bolt to watch. Fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. And you know, you can see whenever he wants, he's got a future. Big time future. He's terrifically athletic, plays with great energy, and usually you don't find that athletic kid that stick the ball at his young age as well as he can.
Back here, 3:41 to go. That's the kid that's been the star tonight. Trevor Thompson, a double-double, his 11th now. And after that foul down the other end, Jayshawn Tate will go to the free throw line, a 56% free throw shooter.
Well, you said it, he likes it closest to the rim. So
he is 2 for 2 tonight.
But you know, there's something clutch about him too. You know, he's played 4 years now. He's a tough kid. Scored like I think 1,400 points. He's a good basketball player. And this is a big occasion to come to Michigan to get a W. Is a big deal.
Not a lot of red in the crowd.
No, not at all.
It looked long, and it was.
Yeah, 56, he said.
Walton's been the shooting star tonight. He's 5 of 8 from 3. He's got 22 points. Abdul Rahman with a dozen.
Got him. I'm watching the plays, and you hear me, I got him. I can see the roll man wide open.
Wilson with 4 on the shot clock. Good ball fake. That will count. In and out. Good rebound by Thompson, too.
Big time rebound. He went up and just plucked that. Quick up, quick down. Next basket becomes pretty big. Still have plenty of time, but points have been tough to come by.
Oh, he had him and he threw it away.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good pass. It was the right idea and a bad pass.
Ohio State number 3, C.J. Jackson.
He was off balance when he threw it. He was going right, throwing left.
Ryle stays on. Jackson comes in. Last time down, what was encouraging was Wilson actually drove the ball.
He did.
Created some offense. Walton step through. Here you go. Wilson 3. Got it.
Big time.
Tied at 63. DJ Wilson's come to life here late in this game. Tate wants to go one-on-one.
He wants to go one-on-one. So bad. So bad, Coach.
Loving into the paint. Gets it to go.
He's not going to miss many of those. His hand touch is too good. He's one of those guys who can shoot a lot of different shots. Because his hand release is so good, he's going to be able to make a lot of different kind of shots.
Irvin, high, arcing shot, in, out, and stays out. Loving with the rebound.
And Irving has not been Irving.
Not tonight.
No, he's a good player, really good player.
Zach Irvin, 2 of 8 from the floor.
Someone's going to have to make shots.
If you're Ohio State, you have to go inside here?
I would love to go inside, sure. They're going to either isolate Tate or try to go to Thompson. And that's going to be Tate. What's the call?
No call. Lyle misses one. That did get the rim. I thought that got a little bit of the rim.
I thought it did too.
Bad Mata's going
Dad's
to
going to ask
at
it.
The shot clock buzzer went off, but I thought that it got some of that rim on the right-hand side.
Let's see. Tough.
Real tough to tell from that angle.
Looks like no. Whoa. I can't tell. It's underneath.
The rim moved a little bit, but it didn't appear as if it actually hit the rim.
No, it does not look like it did. Like underneath here, right about. I can't tell. Right there. I'd say no right now. It's based upon the camera angles.
This is a big call with 1:03 to go. Will it be Ohio State ball or Michigan getting the ball?
Gigantic call.
think it hit the rim.
No, I don't think either.
Initially, it looked like the rim moved a little bit, but did not appear to hit it. And the refs are taking their time to look at
Well,
it.
the only thing I'd say is in the first 20 seconds, it's not going to look different in 40 seconds.
Right. Right.
And that's why I always say, they've got to put a 30-second on this, unless it's something very complex.
Yeah, Michigan ball. They call the shot clock violation. Didn't hit the rim, so they will get it. DJ Wilson has shown up here late. He now has 11 points. He, Walton, and Abdul-Rahman all.
And you know, I always love, you know, whether he's had a good game, bad game, that he missed a drive, missed a good look at trade and made one. I like the fact he takes shots.
Yes.
And that's big to me. Because you got to be, as I said, you always got to be able to stand up. I don't think Thad agrees.
If you want your coach to be into the game, he certainly has been that. They get it into Irvin as the
Nice move. Yeah, nice move. Just to try to maybe get something free. Doesn't cost you anything.
Wagner one-on-one with a tough guy, Trevor Thompson.
They get re-squared to get a good shot off.
Timeout
Good
with
timeout.
10.
Good timeout. They just never found rhythm, and they need to get more spacing in that. That was not a typical Michigan play.
Design play, though, wasn't it? I mean,
it was
you drive, have
play,
Wilson
yeah, no
cut.
question. But they just, you know, but I think Ohio State knew something was coming too, and they may have known too much. You know, when you come down the stretch like this, you got 10 seconds.
Right.
You got to go with your best option. I don't know at this particular point, and as much as I love him, is Ball was was a good player.
Right.
But I don't think he was necessarily the option. And so they got screwed up. 10 seconds, knowing John Beilein, they probably will get at least a good shot, good conception.
All right, so knowing Jim Calhoun, you got Walton, your playmaker. Is that who this play has to start with?
I want the ball in Walton's hand. You make the decision. You know, it's always, I remember losing the game one time because my best foul shooter missed foul shots. Okay,
Right.
well, my best guy had the ball.
You got 10 seconds, they're down by 2. They really need to win this game. We went over their schedule at the top. Michigan on the bubble, according to Joe Lenardi, a Jackson
Is that
kick.
15?
Yep.
Good.
Added 5 seconds to the shot.
That's 15 seconds on the kick. Sounds like I must have said that a few times when things happen. I gained 5.
He gained 5.
John and I were thinking the exact same thing. That's who he wants to have the ball.
He drives it. No foul call. Tips
terrific
it in.
play.
No.
Can't do any more than that. That foul.
Had a chance. He tipped it up, and it didn't go in.
No, that was tough. Let's see.
Good no call, too, right? He created the contact against Thompson.
He did. And that's the thing I'm on a lot. You just can't automatically give that to somebody. You've got to make sure that on that I cause contact, I take the results.
Right.
I can't be given 2 shots because of that.
Big free throw. Lyle makes it, and the lead is 3. The next one really big.
You keep forgetting this is a very experienced Ohio State team.
Yeah. Jaquan Lyle, who has been amongst their best scorers, has 2 in the game. Those 2 free throws, and their lead is 4.
2 or 3, you'll take either right now, but you got to do it quick. They've got to give him some help too, up to Walton to give him some help.
Irvin came to it. They didn't get it in.
No, you're wasting the timeout.
Yep. So the last team getting in from the Big Ten, according to Joe Lenardi, our bracketologist, would be Michigan.
If this goes the way it presently stands, no.
They'd be out,
I think that
at least as it is now. Wisconsin leads the conference at 8-1. Maryland has seemingly gotten better and better. Caleb Swanigan with another double-double today. Northwestern's a tournament team.
No question.
Michigan State at 6-4, 14-9.
And they're getting better because they're getting healthy.
All right. Let's send it to Reese Davis during this timeout. Reese. All right, Reese, it's been such an interesting day on the college basketball hardwood. We anticipate a terrific game tonight with Florida and Kentucky. Great game here. Ohio State leading 67-63, 32 to go. Michigan inbounds. A unique team because they could make it 2, then go down by 3, and they have so many options when it comes to a three-point shot, more than other teams.
Right now, all you're playing is the clock.
Sure.
Score clock. Hopefully you get timeout left.
Ohio State generally.
I like the pressure. Good idea.
Walton will take the 3. Got it! Big 3 from Walton. It's a 1-point game.
All right. They take Tate out of the game because I want to foul Tate. He's out of bounds. I might give it 2 or 3 seconds and allow him to get it back and then try to foul Tate. He does struggle at the foul line.
Made 1 of 2 the last time on the free throw line. Walton, 6 of 9 from 3.
And I said there's 2 great players in the game, guys having great games. Thompson and Sidney Walton. He's been wonderful.
An outstanding 25 points.
But big 25 when they need it.
Absolutely.
Obviously there, but he kept them in the game.
Well, you looked around, and for a while, Wilson was a non-factor. Irvin has done nothing. He's 2 of 9 today. You needed somebody to step up,
No,
and Walton's been the guy. Ohio State is a 67% free throw shooting team. Michigan much better at almost 80%. If you get into fouls here,
and he got Tate out of the game. As I said, I was going to foul him, and that son of a gun took him out.
Tate's a 56% free throw shooter, so he sits right there.
He actually sits in Thad's seat. I love it.
That's the coach's chair.
Well, he played well enough.
Coach isn't using it.
No, he's not going to use it for this.
Most people are standing right now in the last 26. They get it to Lyle, they'll foul Lyle. And the sophomore will head to the line, 71% free
pretty
throw
good
shooter.
stroke, too.
Yep.
The whole thing, as we said before, Michigan's ability to shoot threes allows them right now. They can still, with 25 seconds, to go 2 or 3 again.
Exactly.
Now we've got it. That's why 67 versus 80% foul shooting team is different.
More three-point shooters are in, though they won't need a 3 to tie this game up.
Exactly. But don't be surprised.
I wouldn't be.
No.
Last time Michigan led in the game was 34-33.
Wow.
Second one is a smooth stroke, so it's a 2-point game with 25 to go in the game.
I know who I want to have the ball. He does.
Two-pointer.
Yep.
No. Rebound, Ohio State. Loving will grab it and go to the line.
Yeah, and very good foul, very good stroke as far as foul shooting.
What do you think about the shot from Walton?
Well, he's been playing great, got a good shot. I thought he might shoot a 3, to be honest with you. And I would think all the yellows, but I mean Michigan, should have crashed the boards. You have nothing to lose at that particular point. If it doesn't go in, you're in tough shape.
Wagner fouls out. And it's a frustrating night for Mo Wagner. 1 of 5 from the floor, only 5 points. He was 0 for 4 from three-point land, and you said it. You saw a stroke of his that never really looked like it came off his hand very well. In fact, all night.
No, exactly right. Oh, thank you.
So Loving goes to the line. 74% free throw shooter.
He looks like he'll make both, though.
4 of 4 tonight.
There's one.
5 of 5.
When you have a stroke and you focus, and we've said, and Thad has too, they concentrate on big games. We still have time though. Now you got to start thinking 3.
They always think 3.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but more so.
Yep.
Boy, they had a tough time getting that ball in.
It's Walton as the clock hits 10. Wilson 3. That's
Never
way
ready.
off.
Never ready.
Another chance. Irvin short. Rebound Ohio State, and the Buckeyes are going to come in here and win the game.
Give them all the credit. They worked for this one.
Thad Matta, and a tough loss for Michigan. They're 3rd at home all season long. Ohio State outplays them. They out-rebound them. They score more on the offensive glass. For Jim Calhoun, our entire crew, I'm Carl Rabbit saying so long from Ann Arbor. Big game coming up, and for that we send it to Gainesville.
Heck of a win for them.
Yeah, no kidding.